We look like a couple of gay dads, don't we? I'm going to hold this because I'm not very good with tech. Today's a bit of a special day for me, right? A lot of you were probably here when I first did this. So this is a year on from the first time that I spoke publicly. So this is kind of like my third go at this. So if I fall on the floor in a heap, just carry on, just tell my mum or something. But the setup was slightly different. But I was standing at the side of the stage and I was thinking, for fuck's sake, I'm going on the stage. Troy walks up behind me and he puts his hand on my shoulder. So I turn around and look up and I think, that fucker's going to give me a fucking crisis just about to step on the stage. And he says, you're actively stepping into this. Like, you made a choice to do this. I was like, no, I didn't. Joe's fucking making me do it. Walked onto the stage and I thought, do you know what? He's right. And that thing ultimately kind of got me through that talk. And from Porrick, where's Kieran? I can't see you, buddy. I'm so sorry. Kieran and then Scott as well. The same theme. You're stepping into something you're absolutely shitting yourself with all the time. And it's the theme with this today, right? Like, it's that underlying theme that you're going to be scared, you're going to be worried, like, you're going to fuck it up. I'm definitely going to fuck this up today. That's okay, because I'm trying, right? This is like my third time. With everything that we're doing, we're always putting ourselves out there. But sometimes, like, you need someone that, like, believes in you more than yourself at that point. And that was him, that guy there. I wouldn't be here today, right, without this guy. And to carry on the themes of vulnerability, I want to, like, thank him publicly for this opportunity, man. This is wild, like, to be here, to be able to do this. So I'm going to, it's just selfish, but fuck yes. I had to do that. Porrick set it up. I had to do that in the break. Go for it. Do you want this?
No, it'll be cool.
It's good.
Ben Leeder, everyone. That's it. I'll admit now, me and Ben did a talk about 4 months ago for the guys at MHEC with Dan Hancock, and we had a 45-minute segment, and then at the 45-minute mark, we looked over at Dan and we're like, should we wrap up now? He's like, no, keep going. We went for another 45 minutes, so if we run over, just someone tap us on the shoulder and give us a nudge for the time. But essentially, this talk today, before we start, is anyone here, raise of hands, feel like a lot of the time they will get one client and lose 1 to 2 clients? Does it feel like that sometimes, yeah? I'd expect every single hand to go up. Nice. Does anyone feel like they're literally taking 1 step forwards, 2 steps back at times as well with business? Raise of hands. Again, we're all in here together. We've all experienced it, that's fine. Safe to say, it's probably being like in a really shit spin class. You're pedaling your back off, but you're not actually getting anywhere, all right? You're sweating, you're panicking, but you're just staying in the same spot. That's what it feels like running the business. But today, what we're going to be doing is running you through the winning formula to stabilize and scale your coaching businesses. And there's going to be 3 parts to this talk. The first is we are going to run through 5 essentials of keeping clients. Okay? Keeping clients, the retention of your business is the lifeblood of your business. Okay? A business cannot grow unless retention is there. This is the first and foremost. And this is one thing that sort of gets overlooked because we tend to panic about getting clients in. But the reason we panic about getting clients in is because keeping clients isn't where it needs to be. We're then going to give you 3 steps to gaining clients, okay? Everyone's favorite bit, okay? So stay around for that. And then we're going to give you 1 tool to change the game. Sasha knows about this, but nobody else knows about this, okay? This is going to be really exciting. Before we start, though.
Guys, we'll just do a quick task, 2-3 minutes, talk among yourselves. I want you to think about the things why clients have stayed with you and why clients have left you, but actively try and, like, be open, honest, transparent, and say, look, I maybe didn't do this right, but this also could be a positive thing, right? Why someone has left, like you were able to get to the end of that process. Because I want you to think about what have you learned, like I carry on from Jen, the goat, by the way, what have you learned about actually supporting people? So like 2-3 minutes, work among yourselves, have a little chat, and then we'll get some shares when we come back. Guys, are we ready? Are we ready? Anyone feeling brave enough to share something? 1 or 2 quick shares? What was something that sort of changed your sort of perception about actually sort of supporting people and that almost transition from like, I can do health and fitness to actually shit, I've got to help someone who has got so much in their life to actually be able to like manage this? Oh, Ryan Stern.
I think it's, we were just speaking about that there, I think it's moving from coaching being a transaction and it then being an actual kind of like an actual lifelong change. Like you can address the before, you can do the before and after shit, but it's like beyond that. It's like the actual emotional change that comes after that. And that's going to take like, it's more than just a 90-day program, isn't it?
He wakes up like this. He's good, isn't he? Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Right, guys, let me just sort this out. We're going to go through keeping clients. 5 essential elements you're going to have to put into your business, or any business in here needs to actually keep clients in the door. Okay, this is a really important part. Like I said before, this is the lifeblood of the business. But before we start, I'll tell you a little story. He was once a fisherman. Okay, he used to provide for his family. He used to go out, catch fish in his net, come back with a net load of fish each and every day. One day he goes out, fishes, comes back. He's got a handful of fish in a net. He thinks, shit, I'm not going to provide for the family. So he goes out the next day, same thing is happening again, handful of fish. Goes out the next day, comes back, handful of fish. Can't work it out. He thinks there must be less fish in the ocean. Okay, it's going to be harder to come by. So therefore I need to spend more time out in the ocean, less time with the family. So he does that. But he comes back again, he spent an extra 5 hours out of the day, comes back, handful of fish. He's thinking, shit, this is going to be really difficult. Starts panicking. Goes out a bit more, but then it gets to this point over the next couple of weeks where he's running out of money. Can't provide for the family anymore. Starts panicking, starts stressing, spending more time out trying to get more fish. Wears himself down, burnt out, resents his boat, resents the fisherman industry, thinks about quitting. Then one day he goes out and he goes, I've had enough of this. Checks the net. It's a fucking massive hole in the back of the net. And it's exactly the same with a lot of businesses in the coaching industry. Retention is that hole in your net. If you have a giant hole in the net, it doesn't matter how many DMs, outreaches you're going to put out into the world to try and catch these fish. If you've got them flying out the back just as fast as they're coming in, you're going to be in panic stations, stressed, spending more time, then start resenting the business, and then eventually over time, and not in your mind, things will get very confusing because it will all be stored in your mind. Things will get very confusing for your clients because they will have no idea where they are on that journey. Most people are visual people. If you have a visual roadmap, that is going to tell them where A, B, C, and D is. It's going to give them confidence in you, confidence in the process, confidence where they are, and just confidence to actually lean in and do the work. Most clients won't lean into the process because they lack that confidence. They don't know what is coming ahead. The best example I can give of this is, imagine I put a blindfold on you and I take you into a random room you've never been in before. And I say, I want you to sprint for 100 meters as fast as you can in this room. You'd be like, nah, no way, no way. But if I take you into a room, take the blindfold off and show you the room is 100 meters and put it back on and say, right, I want you to sprint now. You go, right, okay, a little bit more confidence in this. I'll give it a go. This is now going to take that blindfold off for your client. If you don't have this, they still have a blindfold on. They are not having that confidence. The second thing this will do for you as well is gamify the experience. People want to achieve things. They want to know when they hit milestones. They want to know when they hit checkpoints. And if you've got this roadmap laid out, you can be like, this is where you are. This is where you're going to be if you do X, Y, and Z, okay? This is yours.
Hands up who owns a gym. Hands up who works just online. Who's like hybrid? You are on niche. All of you, but you're all different. Start with from you, Jen. This is what we're trying to get the grasp of, right? Is the nuances within the process. Yes, we have a larger process, a dream. We will have a dream for you, right? Like this is something that Joe is going to talk about today. We've got a larger process for you, but the nuances of every single one of you are the same. But when you have that conversation with each other, you start chatting, why we get you to be vulnerable, why we connect you so much as you all go, shit, you're all struggling, you all feel the same, we're all at different points within that journey. But it's the nuances that we're trying to understand. And the more that we can get comfortable with those nuances, the better results we're going to get, the more comfortable we're going to feel, the happier we're going to be, i.e. closing the net.
Feels weird stood on this side of you, mate. Like,
Yeah.
like Ant and Dec on the wrong side.
Normally next.
Right, so a lot of the time is we tell you this information, but it's all good and well, but how the hell do we actually do that, okay? Here's one way of doing it. This is your personal journey a lot of the time. You had a problem, you then got into fitness, that's our industry. You did X, Y, and Z, you then had success. This is usually what your coaching process should look like. This is probably what your marketing should look like. In a nutshell, this is your entire business. Problem, X, Y, and Z, solution, okay? So if you're gonna write this down and try and work out what your client roadmap is, or the process, the best way that I can help you with that is, imagine a 5-year-old that sits down with you and says, I love the person you are and the success you've got, how did you do it? And you go, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. Boom, that's how you made that there, okay? If you wanted to make it look fancy, this is what that would look like, okay? This is an example of one of the high performance ones, which we made in terms of our new, fancy. Stabilize, build, thrive, and mastery phase. Again, this is no right or wrong. This is just an example of what that could look like. You jump on a consultation call with someone and say, this is the process. Again, it's got to give them confidence. You jump on your monthly reviews of clients. You say, you're here. If you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to end up here. You'll get this trophy. Then you've leveled up. You'd advanced. You've upgraded yourself. That's going to feel fantastic. Again, that visual process for people to actually go along with. Second thing for client retention, I mentioned this in my first ever talk with a high performance coach a few years back now, and it's a self-determination theory. The premise of this theory is that there are human beings have 3 basic needs. These 3 basic needs, if they are met, are going to help with intrinsic motivation, okay? It's not set in stone. Again, this is a theory, but it's going to put you against good odds to help clients move forward on their journey, okay? A lot of the time, clients will rely on that external progression that they want, but essentially you want to make sure that they are driven internally, aka motivation. And the 3 things that you want to help them with now is competence, essentially self-belief. The best way you're going to help them with that self-belief is that coaching support and guidance for them as well. Essentially, you're going to tell them that they're fantastic and you're going to tell them they're actually worthy of doing this task. Next is autonomy. They want to feel like they're making their own decisions, okay? Nobody likes being told what to do, especially clients. Jenny even said that before. They're spending their lives being critiqued by bosses, by family, by friends, being told what to do. This is the one part of their lives they have full control over. And then last is relatedness, or belonging, as we would say here. The best way to do this is a couple of things. Events like this, if you can. If not, smaller events, coffee, training days, merchandise is fantastic. Giving a uniform, okay? And then number 3, culture and community. Again, sense of belonging. This is really important. Clients will come into your business for a promise on a result and an outcome. They will stay for the culture and community. Okay? Porrick's got to be one of our longest standing clients to date so far. Guarantee you're not still here for a result, mate. Guarantee you're still here because of things like this.
Oh, yeah.
Culture and community, incredibly important, especially in our industry. By show of hands, who feels that what we do is an incredibly lonely job at times? I sometimes forget to leave the house for like 2 days at a time. It's the only time I come out of the house. But this is really important, okay? Especially for retention. Again, results get people in the door. Culture and community keep people in the door.
But then this is the empathy exercise, right? Is if you feel like that, the people that we support feel exactly the same. So this is why this is so important, because our entire day is like based on that, to give you all of those feelings. So as much as we can connect and think, because as Jen said, biggest issue is we center ourselves in our emotions, and yes, we're human beings, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to love each other and love yourselves. But the process, we're trying to get you to realize, you know what, hang on a minute, I'm supporting somebody else. I turn up to work, or however we want to frame it, to actually help someone else. So it's a great way for us to go, do you know what, actually someone else that we're supporting or want to be supporting is in that position.
Number 4, I don't see many people mention this when you talk about growing a coaching business. They always mention culture, community, and live events, you know, all the fancy stuff. But essentially, none of that matters if this isn't where it needs to be, this is literally the foundation of your business. The only reason people are working with you is for a result. Whatever that result is, okay? Fitting in a nice black dress for Christmas, going to Ibiza with a six-pack, longevity over the next 30 years of their life, healthy eating habits. They're not paying you for nothing. They're paying you for this as a foundation. Live events are fantastic. Training days are fantastic. Having the finances to buy merchandise is fantastic. But none of that will happen if clients aren't getting a result because they won't stay long enough for us to develop a culture, community, the finances to have live events, and so on and so forth. Making sure that you are a fantastic coach, which is your job first and foremost, to do this. So the results are absolutely key for everything, essentially. With results as well, here's two things which I see quite a lot of time go missing. Really important to define what a result is. If you can't articulate what a result is, find out how. This is really important, okay? Because if you're not clear of what your message is on social media, nobody else is going to be clear of it.
A bit of an idiot when I say this because people sort of go, what? But actually, we're trying to get in their words, how they want to feel, how they want their life to be like. Like we have it in our head, right? And I joke about this all the time, but Margaret might not want to get dick skin shredded, right? Like in our heads, we're like, right, I want to take people to the peak, I want to take them to the top. But that's our journey, that's our experiences. And this is the biggest thing, is that we're making sure we're having these checkpoints where we're actually pulling ourselves out of this process. Like Jem mentioned in terms of the whole niching thing, right? Just because we get bored, it's easy for us to gravitate towards wanting to do something else, to go in a different direction. I'm better than those people. It's not about that. Our journey and our clients' journey is a completely different path, right? So ask them what they want and it will change your life. My point is theirs. Oh, it's me. I love you lot. You have to be obsessed like with your people. You have to be. You can't cheat this bit. There's not a hack. There's not a... You can't. Like the people that you look at that have success and you go, I want to be like them. They're obsessed with how can they get a result? How can they connect with their people? How can they... Just absolutely every detail. Like if you can't... We've got the absolute goat. Where is he, Mr. Parrish? Are you hiding? There is. Get off the fucking floor. He loves you. Like, absolutely loves you. Like, every time we have a conversation, he's always talking about, how can we make this better? What else can we do? How can we do it? How can we do it? He wants you to feel amazing. Like, think about that with the people you're working with. Like, you might not with me. Serial cuddler. Like, if I haven't got you today, I will. But that's the point, is that you've got to operate from that place of love and challenge. Like, obviously, Jen, go. Love and challenge, but you have to operate from that place of love because it's the foundation.
As you can see in the picture, Dan and myself are very confused as to
That's
the amount of love he has for you all.
Balance this.
We balance each other out, it's all good. So yeah. I know it's easy as well in terms of like giving a fuck about clients all the time, because I appreciate we are 50% running a business, 50% coaching and caring for people. And a lot of the time, business does take a lot of the mental capacity because we are stressed about finances sometimes. We are stressed about these surprise tax bills, which are never a surprise because they happen every year. But the 3 steps to now getting clients, okay? The exciting part.
Harrowing.
We've got 2 laughs. Job's done. Right. 3 steps, the reverse mullet conveyor belt. Some of you may have seen me speak about this on social media. I've used this picture because it's fantastic for starters. Secondly, hopefully this is going to stick in your mind now, okay? So every time you think of Joe Exotic, you're going to think of this process. The 3 sections. First, Instagram, your story. The clue is in the title. It's your story, okay? 24 hours your day. What are you doing there? The reason this exists and the reason this is first part of the conveyor belt is because this is where you're going to build know, like, and trust. Hands in the air if anyone's heard this bit said before. You need to build know, like, and trust. Most of the room. Amazing. Does anyone know how to do that by show of hands? One person. 2 persons, 3 persons.
Quick.
Maybe
Get her. Ask
3,
her. Ask her.
3.5.
Ask her.
Can't ask because she might take the material. Okay.
She is good. Yeah,
So
sure.
building know, like, and trust. Again, this is where your personality lives. This is where your story lives. This is where you're posting your values, your interests, and your lifestyle, beliefs, so on and so forth, as much as you would like. I'm not here to say put your entire life on there. Again, this is dependent on what you would like to put on there most.
I have to say this. It's like part of my brand. You are enough. Like, you have a story. It's valid. Everything that you've gone through is amazing. You've overcome it. Sometimes we can go, I haven't got a story. It's not enough. It's a bit shit. But think about the stuff that's actually relevant in terms of your journey, right? The stuff that you overcome that can be beneficial towards clients. That's the stuff that they want to feel, right? They're in that position. Once we take this like self-development blue pill, we're like looking as far as we can down the road. But in reality, they're there. We're like trying to we're chasing it with a fucking mask on. They're back there, and this is the skill. He's going, hang on a minute, this is me, this is my value, because I'm continuously working on it, so I'm comfortable with it, but then able to display. Because you can display, that's what people buy into. Think about Mr. Joe Parrish. Why are you all here? What was it about him? The way he carried himself, the way he spoke, the way he followed up with his shit. That's what your people want, right? They see you as the Joe Parrish character. Some of you will be like, no, fuck that. It's true.
Okay, so if you know anything about me by now, I love telling you like the tangibles, okay? Things to take away, the action steps. We all love that. So the action steps, know, like, and trust. How are you going to do that? Building know, like, and trust. Similarity. A person like us, people like them, okay? Psychologically speaking, they like people that are similar to them. That is why you would post similar words that they use, like bingo wings, for example. Values, interests, lifestyle. And this is like based upon your personal brand as well. My personal brand, I guarantee most of this room will associate coffee and potentially cold plunges with me. Based on seeing that all the time, if you do the same thing, are obsessed with coffee and dunking yourself in a bathtub of cold water for some weird reason, you're probably going to relate to me way more. People that find you similar to them are far more likely to say yes to you by saying yes to a call, by saying yes on the call, by becoming a client. There's the first part. And again, this is as much as you would like to share. Number two, compliments. Liking a person. When they're liking you as a person rather than because they're similar to you or you are similar to them. One of the best ways to do this is compliments. Spend half an hour on your social media writing compliments on comments on people's posts. Does anyone already do that? 3 people, 4 people, amazing.
Two for two for Georgia. Did you see that?
Georgia's on it. And then number 3, familiarity, consistency. This is a huge one that I see. High performance or not, within the industry. Monday to Friday, potentially on the ball. Saturday and Sunday, nobody's anywhere to seen. Okay? This job you have is not a 9-to-5 job. It's not a Monday to Friday job. It's a 8 days a week, 25 hours a day job. Okay? Making sure you are ever present. Number 2, part of this conveyor belt, is your posts. This is where your business lives. You live here, your personality, your business lives here. This is where you're going to build authority. This is where you've built your personality. This is now your authority as a business owner and as a coach. This is where you're going to walk the talk, have social proof, and post value.
Doesn't need to be complete, right? Like, this is where like vulnerability is your like the secret weapon. Like, people can see through you. Like, they can see your shit. They can see what you're not doing. They can see what you're doing, and how almost like how attractive is vulnerability in a way. Obviously, from a place of strength. We've had various different stories today. Right, the first, Scott, I need a conversation with you the first time you did that. Like, how did you feel? Actually, you shat yourself, I bet. But do you know what I mean? Like, how cool was that? Initially, everyone was going, oh my God, but you're thinking, fucking hell, fair play to the guy. You're instantly, actively more like, it's attractive. Wow, fuck. That's the type of person that I want to be. And this is the point. This is the biggest takeaway from me today, if you take anything, is think about where you are on your journey and how other people will perceive you. Because they can see you. And sometimes in our head, ego takes over. We like to think we're slightly a bit bigger than that. I need a fucking lab. Kev, I'll give you a call. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, maybe you don't. Self-awareness, think about it.
Okay, authority, action steps. We love it. Building authority. Feasibility, aka social proof. People like to see that other people are succeeding with what you tell them to do, because that then in their mind says to them, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. Social proof is key. If you don't have a lot of social proof or any social proof at all, just post what your client is currently doing, even if it's a micro step on their journey, because people will then associate that with ever-longing progression. They don't then see that and go, oh, well, that's obviously just going to stop next week. They'll go, all right, so next week I'd expect a similar thing. The expectation is then there for future progress moving forward. So even if it's just a kilo they've lost or whatever measure of success you're using, just post that there. It doesn't have to be a literal day 1 to like day 200 when they've completed their journey. It doesn't have to be a full result or whatever that looks like for you. Number 2, leadership. If you don't have any social proof, your experience is going to be the best social proof you can use. Your journey, posting that, okay? People thrive for this. And then number 2, as Ben said there, walking the talk. I cannot tell you how easy it is to spot a coach that is not doing what they're supposed to be doing and turn up on social media as if they are. It's like, it's the most transparent thing I've ever seen. I know because I used to do it myself. So make sure you're walking the talk. This is leadership 101, okay? Not just from a marketing perspective, from leading your client's perspective. When I first signed up with Joe, as Ben would say, I was in the bin, okay? It was a shit show. When I started to take myself more seriously, taking more discipline, commit within my personal journey, it was like magic. My clients picked up on it. I didn't have to say anything. Their progress, their results went through the roof. It was insane. I literally could not believe it. And it was all because I was coming from a place of authority within myself, which then allowed me to demand more from other people. I could demand more from the business. I could demand more from the market. The same for you. This is the biggest hack you will ever do. So if you are not where you need to be right now, and there's some things that you're letting slip and letting slide with yourself, as we say, do the do. And the reason being is because it gives you that authority to demand more from people and from the business.
Just quickly, what's relevant to you, right? We're not talking robots. We're not talking fucking, where is he? Fucking Decker Iron Man. Like, we're not talking like extremes. It's your standards, it's your boundaries, the way that you're spending time with your family, whatever your values are, right? It's aligned to you. It's easy to slip into this comparison game of looking at other coaches who are doing these activities or these quests and think, oh shit, I've got to be doing something like that. This is so important. It's like a massive takeaway from Kieran's. What do you want? What is your outcome of success? What do you want your life to look like? Because then you can align it to what you want, right? And then you're doing the do, and the pressure isn't there.
Value. Genuinely sharing and helping your audience. Okay, dead easy. What's going to help them? And what's going to be of value to them specifically? And then again, similarity. Using their words. So again, bingo wings, as Jen's favorite quote is, fat and shattered. If they say fat and shattered, you're going to say fat and shattered. If they say bingo wings, you're going to say bingo wings. And again, making sure that you are talking about what they want. Okay, specifically what they want. The best way to now find out what they want is how working with you is going to impact and improve their day-to-day life. Again, I can speak about this because I used to do the same. Marketing to, do you want to look good on the beach without your shirt on? That's 2% of someone's year. That's not compelling enough to get them into the business. It's about the day-to-day, how it's going to impact their day-to-day with the success they're going to have with you. Number 3 of the conveyor belt. Your DMs, your outreach, your outbounding, whatever you want to call it, okay? And when I say DMs, outreach, outbounding, does anyone feel like a sense of pressure on them to do this? Hand up, perfect. More hands up, amazing. I'm going to take the pressure off you, okay? Ever so slightly. Just going to just let it out. This word here. All you're trying to do is create awareness. Okay? You're just trying to get your name in front of as many people as possible. What I tend to see a lot, again, myself included in the past, so many people are focused on this part here and wonder why it doesn't work. This is a conveyor belt. If you worked in a factory and you had missing pieces of a conveyor belt, you won't get the end result. These things need to be in place for this to be as effective as possible. So whenever you're sending your messages out to people, I know because the pressure is there, you send one message and think, shit, this one message has to work. Same with the posts. This one post has to get people in. A launch, I have to get this in. And it's so focused on that there. Essentially, all you're trying to do is get your name in front of people. You're trying to be aware. Make people aware of you, provided you have the authority and you know, like, and trust. If someone sends you a DM on Instagram, what's the first thing that you do? Go on their profile. Yeah? Why? To see who they are and see whether you like them. Yeah? If someone's selling cigarettes, sent me a DM tomorrow and I went on the profile, I go, no, straight off. But if someone was on there doing something I was genuinely interested in, selling the top of the range ice baths for 20 quid, right, okay, we're talking, I'm in. Authority, know, like, trust, we're there, okay? So making sure that these parts of the conveyor belt are there first and foremost before we now put so much pressure on this. If these two things are here, this is going to be so much more likely to actually be effective for you. So in your own time, how many ways can you get your name to show up on someone's screen? How many functions on Instagram, okay? There's at least 10 things. One of the best things you can do, and I don't see many people doing it, I know Kieran mentioned this in your success story, your business story the other day, mate, which is incredible, by the way. Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. When you go live on Instagram, every single follower you have, your name will pop up on their screen. And the whole premise of making them aware of you is that, and again, it's not great to say, but it's for them to buy from you in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, 12 months' time. We put so much pressure on ourselves, again, to get this sale today. This first message has to be today. You just, as Joe would say, you're planting seeds. It's so that when they are ready to buy from you. And to give you a bit of a visual for this, when you reach out to people, there's going to be 10% of people that will never work with you, no matter what, ever, okay? Just a lost cause. There's going to be 10% of people that are just ready to go there and then. Arguably, you don't want these in your business anyway. But there's 80% of people that you need to help make a decision with. And that decision is going to take months for people. It's going to require for you to turn up consistently, as we mentioned, have social proof, have authority, have the know, like, and trust. That then gets you onto a call with them. And it's about making them aware that you exist so that as and when they are ready to buy from you, 3-6 months' time, you're the first name that pops to mind. Okay.
Smashed it.
Amazing, that was it. Right, we have one tool to change the game. I'm excited about this, all right? What if I told you you only needed to track 4 numbers to find out the exact formula to grow your business? Excited? You'd be excited when you know.
Who's on the edge of their seat? Ready?
What if these 4 numbers could tell you exactly where your business will be in 3, 6, 12 months' time? You're buzzing over there, I can see. Buzzing. What if these 4 numbers could tell you the one piece you are missing to grow your business and stop stabbing in the dark? Miriam, she's literally vibrating on her chair. What if you could know exactly how long potential of your business in terms of clients and revenue? It's going to tell you how long it's going to take you months to get there. And it's also going to tell you the exact number of messages and calls you need to book to gain more clients, to hit your targets. I'm excited, and I don't have my own business anymore. So, these 4 numbers, right? Dead easy. Churn. How many clients have you lost? Okay, within a given period. Dead easy. How many messages have you sent? How many calls have you booked? And how many clients have you signed up? Piece of piss, right? All that's going to be done is put in here. That's all you need to do, okay? As you can see, January, how many clients did you lose? January, how many messages did you send? How many calls did you book? And how many calls you converted? That's all you need to do at the end of every month. And you'll get all that information, okay? And then it will all populate automatically in here. There's no more work you need to do. You just need to look at the numbers, okay? Dead easy. Couldn't be easier. What this will tell you is, based upon your current numbers you have put in, your current performance, okay? For this example here, this person is losing 1 client per month, gaining 2, and had 15. That means they'll get to 40 clients in the next 45 months. Okay? Nice and easy. There's more. There's more. Next, the green section. You will insert here the number of clients which you would like to achieve. For this example, we put 60, okay? Insert desired monthly revenue, the famous £10,000 months, okay? We're there. And then what happens here, it tells you the requirements based upon your current performance you need to do to achieve this. The price point would have to be £166.67, we'll round that up. Messages needed to send and calls needed to hit that target. This gives you tangible numbers to hit. Rather than just thinking, messaging us in WhatsApp and saying, I'm not getting clients in, I've sent a handful of messages, don't know what else to do. This literally tells you how many messages you need to send, based upon the numbers that you put into this, okay? So this takes all the guesswork out. This will literally tell you in black and white whether your business is growing, staying the same, or declining. All this requires you to do is put those 4 numbers in at the end of every month. That is it, okay? Mind blown, I know. Please, questions?
Georgia.
Go for it.
New messages or like conversational messages?
This is going to be based on new messages. Over time, we can develop this and have conversationals. But again, I think the important thing is, and again, it's more so to take pressure off. I could have put 1,000 different columns in here, but this is more about just how many new messages you were sending out to almost simplify to the extent of that there. Does anyone else have any other questions on this? Kev?
Here on the part green, so 1,350 messages and 90 calls. Is that over the course of how many? Is that monthly or is that?
That's total, mate.
45 months that you total.
That's going to, well, that'll be total, yeah. So if you got all that done in a day, you'd be done in a day.
What? Yeah.
So, yeah. But essentially, like, based upon the current work rate that you have put in, that would be based on 45 months. But if you gave yourself a kick up the ass and did it in a day, it would be done in a day. Highly doubt that, but yeah, that would be the case there.
A big shift.
Any other questions? If this is confusing for anyone, I massively appreciate it. It's a spreadsheet. I was racking my brains how to present this without it sounding like a spreadsheet. Thank you. Please don't feel like you're out the loop or anything. Either speak to me after this or any questions now. Shoot away. Amazing. I literally couldn't have made this any easier. It's literally 4 numbers you're going to put in at the end of every month. What we are also going to do to help you with that from an accountability and support perspective is on a Monday tune-up for the first 15 minutes at the end of every month. We are going to have this up here with you on your copy, and we're all going to spend 15 minutes together to go through it and input the numbers, okay? We couldn't make this easier for you so that you've actually got this in check, okay? This is the industry first, I'd like to say. So this is what it looked like altogether. You'll have 2023, there will be a 2024, there will be a 2025, so every year will have its own growth business calculator accommodating with it as well. So literally you're putting numbers in here, and this all works itself out automatically, and you just then need to follow the numbers as to what you need to do. Boom.
Just quickly, gang, we realised that was a lot of information, but obviously we've tried to cover like the spine of absolutely everything you need to do. And it's very easy to come away from days like this and be like, my God, I've got to do everything. I'll rip it, fucking chuck the lot in the sea. But we want you to think about the one thing that you can focus your energy over the next like month or so that's actually going to make a difference. Because again, this is empathy into your clients, when they're signing up, we're like, right, we're going to do this, we're going to give you that, we're going to give you that. It's exactly the same thing, right? So give yourself time to digest it. We're here to like as many questions as you need, but think about that one thing that you can do just now and make a difference.
Fine.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.